So hello everybody, it's me, Demetria K. And as you can see, I'm literally sitting right here next to Donovan, the recovering Democrat Sadiq, also known as the Black Yul Brenner. You see my name there, and then we got the Black Yul Brenner. So y'all know he's in the building. But nevertheless, I am in California, where I was born and raised. And so people think I'm on vacation. I'm not on vacation. I'm just home, right? I'm home away from home. But nevertheless, the purpose of the Demetria K Show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people with the emphasis on even, because we're great people, but we can always strive to do better. Today, we're going to talk about Spike Lee saying that Obama was right for chastising the brothers for not supporting Kamala Harris. Of course, you guys know the election is exactly 2 weeks from today.
13 days.
Yeah, well, 13 days from today. And so it's, right around the corner, really, right? Early voting is starting in a lot of places, including here in California. Before we came on here, we saw reports where it says 17 to 18 million people have already voted early. So it remains to be seen who is going to win, right? November 5th. If we're lucky, the results are all in. But nevertheless, people are still giving their opinions about everything. I should also say thank you to YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. I don't know if I'll share the link today because this is Donovan's equipment. I'm not at home.
It's not Apple.
Yeah,
it's not Apple. I'm an Android Google guy.
Right. So anyway, but welcome to you all. Love and appreciate every last one of y'all. I'll be back home on later on this week. And I'll be back in the studio on Sunday. But anyway, see who's on here. I'm gonna see if I can operate your thing here so I can say hello to those who've come on here. Give everybody a moment to come on. Okay, there we go. I think I got this. Let's see. We got Candy. How you doing? Brother Reggie, what's going on with you? Craig Williams, how you doing? Ray Ford, what is going on? Jay, your average logical thinker. Corey, what's going on? CJ, hope you're well. Dark Side says Spike Lee sold out to the Democratic plantation. Yeah, it seems like, huh? Thunder, how you doing? You voted today? All right. Vovo, how you doing? Lady So For Real, hope you're doing well. Let's see. Cynthia, how are you doing? You say, Vovo, what in the AI is going on? Laugh out loud. So, yeah, I don't know if we look weird here. I don't know. It's just whatever. We're here, right? You can see us. But anyway, Pop, how you doing? Long time no see in FM. I don't know if y'all saw the picture I put up. I think I put it up on YouTube where I met Sheree Peoples. I was in Anaheim and I happened to bump into her. Sheree Peoples, of course, you guys know, is the sister that was affected by Kamala's truancy policy, where she was perp walked in April of 2013. You can Google her name and you can see the photo of her being led away in handcuffs. Because they said that her child had missed school, but her child in essence has sickle cell anemia. It was documented, school, new hospitalizations, a whole host of things. But nevertheless, Kamala runs around talking about nobody was hurt. To this day, she says nobody was hurt. And Sheree Peoples is a real human being that was hurt by Kamala's policy. So I had an opportunity to meet her in person. Of course, I talk to her often, but first time ever meeting her in person. So that was pretty cool.
And she's a tiny woman, right?
Yeah, she's short. Yeah, very short. And I'm short. Catherine Davis, how you doing? It says you voted for in Chicago. Oh, Chicago said they're gonna be flipping Chicago Reds, and you said you voted for Trump. You know what? We'll see.
You voted for Trump. How dare you? But what about isms? Oh my gosh. He's gonna put us back in chains. Girl, don't you care? Oh my gosh, we got to go for Kamala. Democracy's on the line, even though she was selected and there was no primary and not one person ever voted for her. How dare you?
Right. All right, so let's see who else came on here before we get started and put the video up. Jupiter, how you doing? So the Boule Shields are mad and in their feelings. The early polls ain't looking good for Kamala Harris. I figured that, but y'all know how I am. We're gonna wait and see. Simo, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Thank you. Navo, how are you? Said sister, do you and the brother and the comment cut off. Miss White, I hope you're doing well. Poppy says I can't wait for that Hindu. Gee, always got to get on you because you be wilded. And see, I just be reading them until I'm like,
hey, democracy is not on the line on this program because we believe in free speech within reason.
But yeah, how you doing anyway? You crazy. Red, white, and FBA. How you doing? Since Spike Lee is a whole sellout. Yeah, I that really shocks
Have
me.
you guys noticed that it's the Negroes that have money or athletes or entertainers? They're all on the same stuff. We're going to talk about a little bit, tie in Usher. All of a sudden, he is on the off the plantation, and within like 3 weeks, he switched his whole. It's an individual thing. I don't really get into politics to looking like a hostage. So.
Right. Reggie crazy. He said Auntie Spike, the Knicks, Jinx himself looking like the Scarecrow in the Wiz. Yeah, I like what is going on with him, right?
Have you ever seen the movie The Night of the Scarecrow? That's what he reminded me of, the scary movie The Night of the Scarecrow. Yeah,
but I agree. He do look like somebody. Auntie Jessie, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. No, Cow, Loon King, how you doing? It says Spike Lee lost his dog on my. Okay. And let's see who else is on here. I'm going to play the video. Okay, so and Dart Raider, you said, and how you doing? It says Spike.
Yeah.
That wear a purse. Okay, Malcolm X was right 60 years ago. You know what? That is so funny. And Cynthia says Eminem is also introducing President Obama and Vice President Kamala Harris in Detroit, Michigan, and some of the grassroots are not feeling him either. It's like, why though?
But have you guys noticed? Look, everybody says, "Oh, the polls are close." And Dimitri and I might disagree on that. The polls are close. It's going to be a close race. Dimitri's done politics. I've done politics. If the race was that close, as they keep telling us that it is, why all of a sudden is she doing a media blitz, which she should have been doing from the very beginning? Why are all of these boule people coming out? And trying to convince everybody. They're doing the stupid black commercials where almost like no voting, no fucking.
Mm-hmm.
The pop the balloon ones and stuff, and they're just so structured on black men. If you got it in the bag and you're comfortably ahead, you wouldn't have to do this. You don't see the Trump, and we're not Trump supporters, but let's just use our common sense. You don't see the Trump supporters panicking and bringing all the big entertainers out. They're not doing that because they've been running their campaign. So
right, Raven. Yeah, you said well, Benny. Where was Benny? Benny's under the table.
He's under the table.
and my pet raccoon is at the house. And now he says, how are you two, you and the brother Donovan doing? We're doing great. He says, do y'all think the black people in California are going to, let's see, it went up. Are going to, damn it, it keeps moving.
Yeah, a lot of people in here.
Yeah. Do y'all think the people in California are going to vote for those bootleg black politicians again that kill reparations bill? It's hard to tell, because black people, we got amnesia sometimes.
Yeah, well, the thing is in California, even if the black people don't vote, there's not enough of us to make a dent. And so politically, maybe some Hispanics and maybe some Asians, since the black politicians do the bidding for them, they might get those votes versus there's not enough black people now politically for us to even make an effort. So they have to now cater to the other groups, which they do for the other groups. They just don't do for black people. So they don't have to worry about us anymore. So politically, we're irrelevant.
Right. AB Promotions, how you doing? Thank you so much. Love and appreciate you. Says, in my opinion, these celebs are compromised. They don't want to get the Diddy treatment. You know what? You might be on to something. Because Usher was kind of weird. It's like, and if you go to his page, it's pretty much what they've been talking about the last couple of days is voting for Kamala. It's like, okay. Brother Reggie, you say, I thought the pet Rolanda was under the table. You crazy. Chalk Chicken says Spike Lee has fallen solo. Yeah, it's amazing, right?
Well, at least his New York Liberty won decisively.
Yep. All right. Hey, Mr. Norris, how you doing? He said Dimitri and Donovan. It says, I ain't voting for nobody, and I ain't listening to CNN or MSNBC whine for the next 4 years. Exactly.
Wait a minute, Mr. Norris. That's a vote for Trump. If you don't vote for nobody, that's a vote for Trump. Am I correct when I said that?
Right. I saw somebody say that today. Tracy, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. FME says Spike sold out to get that Oscar. You think so? And Dorita, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. All right, so let's get into this video. So
wait, before we get into the video, this reminds me of old times. You know how we started out and back in the day, and we would do it. If you guys go back and look on Dimitri's page or even in my page, you'll see us on our early stages. And we were in the garage and made a little studio out there. And then we graduated to the studio in San Bernardino, and
then Hector died.
And Hector died, during COVID and stuff like that. But do us a favor before we start. We got to do this. Do us a favor. You guys see the scrolling banner at the bottom. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Cash, money order. We take it all. It is a way where you can keep the content creator motivated to make these great videos and continue the conversation. Also, do not forget to download the African Diaspora News channel. You can get it on Apple Play and the Google Store, Apple Play, however you want to do it. And you can download it there. That way you can get great videos from additional videos from Dimitri K, as well as Vicky Dillard, Brother Phil Scott, and a whole bunch of producers on the African Diaspora Network around the world. Also, I know we are 13 days out, but if you have not registered to vote, it is not too late. As we know, there's a lot of illegal people that have driver's licenses that might vote in the election. You know, so they say, we don't know, but that's them. We're talking about you guys. So what we want you guys to do, we don't care if you're a Democrat, independent, or a Republican. Please register to vote, because the autopsy after this election, they are going to look and see how many people voted, how they voted, when they voted, why you didn't vote, how many people sat out. It's that important, so they can see what the American people are actually doing. And it's so sad. If you really think about it, it is so sad that less than half of our population even participate in voting.
Yep. Sister Dorothy, how you doing? Dan, I hope you're doing well. All right, so I see you said you guys all voted and stuff. All right. So let's get into it. So Spike Lee, of course, you guys know who he is a director, actor, and everything else you can think of. Iconic in the Black community in regards to filmmaking, right? Made some of the most iconic movies ever. One of my favorite is Mo Better Blues.
Yes.
But he, of course,
wait, she's got to have it. His first major hit.
She's got to have it as iconic. Yes, it is.
No, darling.
You're right. So he sat down with MSNBC, Ari Melber to be exact. And I guess, Spike Lee has joined the political arena. And he said the following in regards to Black men. Tidbits, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. And Rain, what's going on with you? And Yakub, how you doing? So here we go.
It's sad but true. Some of my brothers have been drinking that Kool-Aid. And I just hope that they get their minds straight, get their minds right in time for this election. If they're conscious, if they're aware, there's nothing that this other guy can do that's going to put us, not just Black folks, but Americans in a better position going forward. So I urge, and I got to give credit to President Obama, because he's been going really hard on the brothers. Some might think too hard, but I don't think so. We got to wake up, and don't go for the okie doke, the flim flam. Can't do that. We got to support our sister.
All right. So y'all heard it from Mr. Lee himself. Let me take him off. Heard it from Mr. Lee. And just to reiterate, he says that you got to be conscious, got to be more aware, and realize that Trump is not going to do anything for Black people, nor Americans. He also went on to say that people think that Obama was too hard on the brothers, but he doesn't think so. He doesn't think it was hard enough. But I take exception to him saying conscious and aware. It's like, if you're conscious and aware, then Kamala's probably not the best choice, right? Conscious and aware is knowing that the Democratic Party has kicked Black people in the tailbone for over 90 years, and we have nothing to show for it. And they have the nerve every election season, and whether it's the president or whatever, to ask Black people to show up to vote for them after they have participated in the benign neglect of Black people, all while helping everybody else. But he's calling the brothers to be more conscious and aware. It's like they are conscious and aware, which is why they're moving away from Kamala. Now, I had this conversation with somebody earlier asking me, well, what about Trump? What about Trump? What do you think Trump is going to do? Is Trump for reparations? I said, for a lot of people, and, I didn't say I was voting for Trump, but So for a lot of people, it's a protest vote.
Mm-hmm.
They know that Trump is not going to do anything,
Right.
Differently, but it's a protest vote because Black people, as we say, do not overwhelmingly vote for the Republicans the way that we do the Democrats, right? So for Spike Lee to say these brothers need to be more conscious and aware, it's like, well, they are doing that, which is why they have leaped off of the Democratic plantation, saying I will not be taken for granted anymore by the Democrats. Now, I had this discussion with a bunch of brothers the other day, and a few of them were more or less like, well, we're never going to get reparations, is what it was. I said, well, it depends on who you ask. I said, but Kamala and them saw the writing on the wall, and they came up with that BS Black man plan. We know it's BS, but they came up with something to say, hey, brothers, we see you. How you doing?
We hear you. We see you're leaving us, and we're gonna, that's how we have leverage. We have leverage.
Right. Yeah, but so brothers are becoming conscious aware. And the other thing too is people don't talk about the sisters that's leaving as well. There's a lot of Black women that's leaving, even though they said a Black woman is the backbone, but that backbone is getting a little weak, So for Spike Lee to say that he don't think Obama was tough enough on y'all, that's crazy, Donovan. And I'm going to get to these comments.
Well, I'm not surprised, as you're seeing. There's one thing in common with all of these entertainers and athletes. They have money. They are not necessarily going to the grocery stores and being affected by triple-digit prices of something, a couple of years ago that was 50 cents. That's now almost $2. So that's how far out of touch they are. And what it is as the civil rights generation moves on and go where they're going and stuff, the style of politics, they act like it's not supposed to change. So you mean to tell me for 60 years we're going to use the same playbook? I want you guys to understand this. I'm a military man. A lot of you guys are military men. What if we were still using the tactics of the Civil War? Frontal attacks with bayonet guns and everybody just lines up and shoots. You wouldn't last very long. And in politics, because politics is about X's and O's, just kind of like football and stuff, you got to change with the times, with the technology. Thus, now you see us on social media and we're talking across the nation, across the world with each other. And we're finding out we're having the same issues and problems. It isn't just a regional thing where the Boulets going to do that. We're going to send the Howard University graduates up there to represent us because they're the smartest. As we're finding out, Kamala Harris is not a very smart woman. And I'm not saying she is a representative of Howard University in and itself. But when you're going to be resting on that laurel, like I went to Howard and I'm an AKA, I would be embarrassed right now that this woman is representing a so-called prestigious organization and basically running it into the ground. Speaking of Kamala Harris, you guys agree with me or not? Everywhere this woman has gone, no accountability, none of that. Now, for a long time, for me, when it comes to entertainers and things like that, I've always listened to Malcolm X when it came to these entertainers, because I noticed, because I'm a political junkie, I noticed my white friends, if Robin Williams said something politically, I noticed my white friends were like, oh, did you hear what Robin Williams said about that? Oh man, it was so funny. But they never took him seriously, like he had some sway. When they wanted to hear something serious, they would go to John McCain, a politician. They would go to Bush, a politician, somebody who's serious and in politics. They didn't go to athletes. They could care less what the athletes thought. But for us, Aretha Franklin said she's backing Hillary Clinton. It's juvenile for the way that they treat us and the Democratic Party treats us. And what I like is the fact that people are waking up and saying, you know what? What's best for everybody might not be good for me. And Dimitri and I were talking about it this morning. This is exactly why I'm a recovering Democrat. Most of you guys are recovering Democrats because we are the only group of people in this country that is born, bred, and brainwashed to be Democratic, and we can't even explain it. We can't even explain why we're voting Democrat. Look at some of the answers. You just saw Spike Lee, a man that makes millions of dollars, Tyler Perry, you name them. And they're telling you to vote for Kamala Harris because she's a sister. And he can't even prove she's a sister. That's where we're at. And I'm glad so many of us are waking up, and we're sending a message now. We're sending a serious message that we want tangibles like you're giving everybody else. We're not asking for any special handling, even though we do reparations. That's something that they have to address against any other group. Other than that, we want the same things that the other groups are getting, the same attention and the same facts. So I'm not surprised. Another boule. And guess what? We've got 13 days to go. You're going to see a whole bunch more come out.
Yep. And Timothy, let me go back to your comment. Let's see. Ooh, this thing be moving. Let's see. Then I'll get back to David. Oh shoot! It jumped all the way up.
Slow down.
Okay. If I was at home, I could catch up because I know what I'm doing.
There you go. No, it's myself.
Okay, let's see.
You might want to use the mouse.
Nah, because your mouse be
Okay.
it'd be wilding. Okay, let's see. There we go. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that, y'all. Yikes. Y'all are really going in on the comments.
Diane says they are not out of touch. They just don't care about us. True statement.
Mm-hmm.
True statement.
Okay, so yeah, I missed the comment. I'm gonna have to go all the way to the bottom. Sorry. Edgy, how you doing? It says how the boule operate. In order to be in the club, they got to have a case against you.
Yep.
Watch Usher, Eminem, and now Spike Lee. You can only sign into boule, but you can't sign out.
Right.
Okay.
Man, like a gang.
Sound like a roach motel to me.
Mhm.
JB1, how you doing? Hope you're doing
Made
well. Yep. And Dorothy says, I voted for Trump today. I want no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, largest deportation in history starting at 12 noon.
On inauguration day.
And end of the Ukraine war. Well,
Yeah.
you got your reasons.
Yeah, and think about this, Dorothy, especially for you brothers that like to go overseas, passport bros, passport sisters, whatever. Trump also wants to stop taxing people that live overseas.
Mm-hmm. And Rain, it says Biden's vaccine mandate put me out of work for over 3 years. Don't mess with my money because I make an honest dollar as an RN. I'm voting for Trump.
There you go. Issues. See, you're voting issues and things that affect you, not DEI. I'm gonna vote because they're black. I voted for Obama twice. We all fell for it. We all fell for it. And we know now. We know better. Once you know better, you do better.
Yep. Raven. And I'm sorry, y'all, for those y'all made comments earlier. I couldn't get back.
She's on a new system, so she can't.
I'm sorry. Y'all want to put it back in there, Raven. It says our ancestors fought for us to vote and not for a particular party. Spike needs to go somewhere and ride his miniature pony.
Yeah. But isn't it crazy? These people are supposed to be educated. Did you hear what Spike Lee said? This is a man that went to the Film Institute, and I think he went to Morehouse as well. He's an educated, supposedly educated man, and he said she's black, paraphrasing, because she went to Howard.
And she's an AK.
And she's an AKA. This is an educated man. Do you know how many AKAs are white? I know some AKAs that are Asian. It's sad. I'm like, these people are educated? I went to Embry-Riddle, so does that make me white?
No.
You sure?
I think so.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure it out.
Robert L., how you doing? Says Kamala didn't register to vote until she was 29 years old. That's strange. Is that true? I don't know.
Have you guys noticed when it comes to Kamala Harris, if you do a Google search on her, there's not much on her? If you guys have been following Candace Owens, and I'm not a Candace Owens supporter, but you got to give her the credit. She's going down that rabbit hole. But I did on my own a cursory search on Kamala Harris. This woman talking about she sang in the choir in Oakland, California. How did you do that if you lived in Canada? I did a cursory Google search on her, and I'm pretty good. Dimitri will tell you, I'm pretty good at, researching people and, getting in there because I've been sued a lot. So I got to do a lot of research. And it's weird that you can't really find anything on Kamala Harris.
Who knows? I don't know. Quicks, how you doing? Says insulting and patronizing. Yes, indeed. And Tracy, how you doing? You say, I can't explain it for sure. Right. And then, okay. Dan always says I have to believe and save myself. Yep. Yeah, Brother Reddy says do not be surprised when Trump gets 25 to 30% of the black vote. Watch, yeah. And I've had that conversation with my brother earlier, and I was saying how a lot of people just aren't probably don't want to admit that they're voting for Trump because they don't want to get castigated by the church members, the motherboard, and the family, and get disinvited to Thanksgiving, and so they just like, you know what, my vote is my business.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, and I'm going to be so glad when this is over because friends could go back to being friends, family could go back to being family. It's going to be what it's going to be. Are things going to be better under the Trump administration? I don't know. All I know is the last 3 years, the Biden-Harris administration, it has been a disaster. That's all I can say for myself.
Yeah. Ronald Williams, how you doing? Says Trump 2024. US, is that what that says? Okay. Sergeant King, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. He says new sub. Thank you so much. Love and appreciate you for that. Yes, indeed. And Curtis, you say, when was the last time Spike Lee made a movie? Spike Lee was now, but he is a has-been. 1,000 amen. Well, I don't know if he's a has-been, but Spike Lee, I really do like Spike Lee, but the last couple of years it's like, dude.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, usually, it's just like recording artists, movie people. You're a director, you're an actor, then you go to the director, then you become a producer. So Spike is it's like music. Once the Four Tops and the Temptations ran their course, then it goes to the music changes, and you go do other things. So it's kind of the same thing.
Tracy, you crazy talking about F. Kamala. Green, it says Black American reparations. Have you ever been baptized? You understand what I'm saying? What's America's greatest sin?
Yeah.
Slavery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Laurie says, why does Cam go along with being Black? So he says, why does she go along with it?
Well, because if you think about the demographics of it, if as a Democrat, if you get 90% of the vote, and Black people vote for you overwhelmingly, 95% of a block of voters. We're the only group that votes like a monolith. You have a better chance of galvanizing that vote. Now, right now, she's bleeding over 20% of the Black vote. As a Democrat, you can't win if you're bleeding 20% of the Black vote, which means she's going to get maybe 80% of the Black vote. You can't win. That's why she has to cosplay as a Black person to get the 90%. And guess who's the number one group that supports her? Black women.
Philip, he says, hey, Queen Demetria, what's up with y'all screen? Tonight is blurry. I'm not at home. And Donovan usually doesn't stream the show from his end. He receives the link and clicks on. So, I'm not at home. I'm in California, not in Houston.
And I'm in California, and, everything's going to that pot in a handbasket over here. So you're going to get what you get. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, but sorry about that. Red and white FBA says too many Black people have a fear of being returned to slavery, hence the slave mentality, rich and poor. They're saying as much. Okay?
Yeah, but think about that that theory in the modern age. So let's say 40 million Black people, according to the census, right? How would they make us go back into slavery? We're just going to stop our jobs, drop all you niggas, head to the fields. Everybody's just going to go to the fields and do all this. Come on, man. I mean, it's fear mongering, but I know what you're saying with that. But whenever I hear somebody bring that thing up and I ask them to explain how is the United States government, you got to remember, a third of the military is Black. How is the United States government going to make 40 million Black people be slaves again? This is not going to happen.
Yeah, that's fear mongering. Brother Don, I'm sorry. He says you're looking for the link everywhere for the stream, no alert. Yeah, I don't know why they don't send out alerts, but
because they know Demetria K is part of the problem of why Kamala isn't getting positive reviews.
I'm just saying, just putting the word out there, Diane. You say all of those who come out, I plan to boycott. I have usher tickets, and I wish I hadn't spent my money. I know I saw him about 2 years ago, I think, at this point. Yeah.
Didn't he look like a hostage victim? Usher, blink your eyes twice.
Right. AB, thank you so much for the donation again. Love and appreciate you. He says, how about nobody voted for her? That alone didn't sit well with voters. Yeah, but as she says, well, the delegates, they voted for me. It's like, okay.
But here's the thing, and I want you guys to understand this. She would have been a legitimate candidate and a stronger candidate if they invoked Article 25 as the vice president. Then she would have legally been put in as the president and the incumbent. But I want you guys to think about this. They're telling us that this man doesn't have the faculty to be president or to run for president, but yet he's still in office.
Right.
What the hell's going on here? That's the definition of a coup, because he should be removed completely. That's the problem. And for those people, those Democrats that are talking about democracy's at stake, you're damn right. Democracy's at stake, and we need to protect it from you guys.
And has anybody seen Joe Biden?
I think he's in Europe right now, doing some stuff over there.
Does he know that? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
DL, how you doing?
Abdel.
He says only one woman vice president ever, and millions of YouTubers. Vote for who you want. Stop hating.
Yeah, we're hating because we're discussing issues that are important to American citizens.
I sure should have brought my little friend on the plane with me. We hating, huh? That's what they say. You hating when you're trying to bring awareness, because when you don't go along to get along, you hating.
Yeah. Well, and then of course prayer. How many of you guys saw Kamala in the church? What do they say about prayer? The last desperation of a scoundrel.
You wild, dude. Blocker. How you doing? Says why Spike Lee dressing like Tyler Perry or Lee Daniels? Is he trying to come out the closet? No, I don't know, but he does look like somebody auntie as of late. Let's see.
And when you're throwing names out and insults, hating, that goes to show that your candidate isn't making it, because you wouldn't need to do that if you knew your candidate was going to win.
Yeah, they reduce you down to hating. FM. You say Spike is supposed to be a Morehouse man, quote unquote. Yeah, that's what they say. Mad Dog, you say, I'm not listening to these emotional celebrities. Get off that Democratic plantation. Yeah, I'm like, why do they think it's working? I would think that anybody, if I was a black man, like I said, that wouldn't make me want to go vote. I'd be like, I'm not doing it.
Right.
You keep on insulting us.
Right.
I wouldn't do it.
Right. And if you think about this, she keeps saying, I'm going to put a Republican in my cabinet. Now, I've been in politics for a long time here. Demetria's been in politics for a long time. You never want to say that, because if that's the case, you're saying that some things that the Republicans doing is correct. So why wouldn't I just vote for a Republican?
Right.
It's catastrophe after. This is why, at least I say, she's not qualified to be president. She's just not. It has nothing to do with her being a woman. She's not qualified. She wasn't qualified to be the AG here in California. She wasn't qualified to be the DA here in California, but she was qualified to be with Willie Brown.
Wow. Thunder says, do you remember when Paul Mooney said there are only two types of black folks? Black folks running scared, black folks running free. How are you running? After today, my vote, I'm running free. And I saw you at the comment say, we said, it feels good to vote it the way you did. And I'm glad that you got some satisfaction out of that, because that's what matters.
Well, again, the definition of insanity is what? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. We've been doing the same thing over and over for 60 years, and everybody else is getting a different result.
Yep. Bobby, how you doing? Says, I'm tired of these celebrities saying how they really feel after they get rich from us many years, and these out of work politicians showing their true colors. Right. Yeah. Another thing too, like you said, these celebrities and people with money, they trying to tell the rest of us average, the commoners, how we should vote. Is like, you'll never be affected one way or the other by Trump or Kamala, but there you are trying to tell us what to do. It's like, no, we're not listening to you.
Right. And if you think about it, I mean, I like Usher and everything like that. I mean, I got a few albums, whatever. But the point is, though, he's taken a side now. Now, just think about people that are looking at him, looking like a hostage right now. How many people that's going to affect his following? Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, do they ever think about that? Just be neutral, like you said you were going to be, and let the people do that. You're an entertainer. You're not a politician. Brother, you just hurt yourself.
Right. They don't care. That's why I think, too, that some of them are forced,
Yeah.
Urban Royce, how you doing? Says Malcolm X warned us about celebrity status, what people do for money. Kamala is Irish, Jewish, and Hindu, something Tosh.
You've been following Candace's Owen rabbit hole. Yeah, a lot of that's coming out. A lot of it's coming out. That I think today they found out that she has some Jewish in her family.
Also, she's still unlocking everything.
Yeah, it's still dropping out. I mean, she's shaking the tree and everything is falling out but black.
Well, damn. William says, I went to Lee College, but I am not a
Johnny Reb.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see. And yeah, average logical thinker. You says she ain't sang in no choir. She never worked at McDonald's, and her granny ain't black.
Right.
Absolutely. Timothy. Okay, I was trying to get your comment earlier. It says, why plant trees we can't eat from? There you go. I like that. Yeah. I like that. Philip says Kamala and Barack, the movie Invasion of the Body Snatchers. That is funny. I used to be scared of that movie, the black and white one when I was a kid.
Wait, what's his name? Kevin.
Don't give me the line.
I forgot his name, but a handsome actor. He was a very handsome actor.
Let's see here. Jonathan, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Y'all better quit talking about Michelle calling her Big Mike. Tammy, he says Trump 2024. Okay, Green says I'm joking. I do not condone violence. I hope not. Mm-hmm. Brother Reddy says I'm seeing more and more black people not being afraid to say they are voting for Trump. Yeah, but then there's some that are just like, I'm not gonna do it because I don't want to go through the nonsense at the dinner table with my family. It's a lot. Hey Quincy, how you doing? He says I voted for the first time on the 18th, Trump 2024. Woo, bringing out those first time voters. Mm-hmm. That's a problem for the Democrats. Mm-hmm. The diet says Spike Lee should stay lane in the movie industry. No, he thinks he's gonna come out double team with Magic and Obama and all the other brothers and castigate brothers for exercising democracy of all things.
Do you guys see how the Democratic Party is destroying some of these people's followings? This is what the Democratic Party does. White supremacy, when they're done with their tools, they break them. I mean, Magic exposed them. Look at these people that are exposing themselves. It's so sad. It's so sad.
It is, and I would imagine a lot of them, hey, Demario, how you doing? I don't want to do that, right? A lot of them probably would like, I just want to entertain. I don't want to get in the fray. None of that stuff. Poppy says, I'm not voting for that orange Trump pansy of that bathtub or that bathtub greenwashing. He says, I'm going to read that part to myself. Amani, how you doing?
You know what though, Prince? I'm telling you, everything you said, 10 toes down, brother.
Daryl, how you doing? It says Donovan, after this election, most families will split up, even changing states. That's some stupidness. I cannot believe it. But you're right. I'm like, y'all crashing out like that
for people wouldn't even, what do you say?
Wouldn't even piss on you if you was on fire.
It's sad. It's sad.
Yeah, I mean, people doing the most, and it's like, is it that serious? People canceling friendships and family, and I'll never speak to you again. It's like, is Kamala or Trump gonna knock on the door and say, you put up a good fight for me? Right. I know that you've been excommunicated from. Yeah, you're not invited to your family's Thanksgiving table, but come on to the White House. I'll give you some seasonless greens and turkey. They're not gonna care. But people cutting off friendships and family over their choice to vote is ridiculous. Anyway, Pete Burley, how you doing? Says Spike made grassroots films, but he is all in the establishment, upper echelon. He does not do grassroots politics. Maybe it's why he was that one black guy they let through every generation. Okay, Miss Tiffany, how you doing? It says, what is your page, Donovan? So
yeah, I'm giving it to her right now.
Okay, got you. Mm-hmm. And I also put it in the description box as well. Tikoa, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Brother Damon, how you doing? It says Positive Tuesday vibes. FBA Black First Family. Yes, indeed. Raynard, how you doing? Says Demetri and Donovan. Have you heard that Democrats are not doing that good in early voting? Josh Shapiro and Mark Kelly are looking very good right now as VP. It's a little too late. I've heard, but y'all know how I feel. We'll know for sure, right? After the election is over. Pamela says, all I know is people are homeless, but now people are home less and food, gas, everything is high. It is. Miss D, how you doing? Says, hey guys, I didn't get a notification. Yeah, I don't know why they don't give a notification.
Maybe because we were a little later. You think that's
nah, I sign up for notification. I never get a notification. Mm-hmm. Uncle G says, how much of the black vote does Jill Stein or Cornel West have? I think they'll have enough. I think they'll pick off some votes. Some people like what they have to say, although they won't win. But it's like, okay, well, if you're saying that I need to vote, then I'm gonna go vote for them too, right?
Right, and you guys got to understand, look, this is one of the most important elections. Yes, we are in the same room. Yes, Absolutely, we're in the same room. This is one of the most pivotal elections because, and you can vote how you want. 11 to 21 million illegal aliens have come into this country in less than 4 years. Remember, they asked her on The View, a woman's far left program, is there anything else is there anything you would have changed under the Biden administration? And you know what she said? You guys remember what she said? Nothing that I could think of.
She was caught off guard by that too. She was,
yeah, nothing I could think of. That's going to tell you if this woman gets reelected, it isn't about today. It's about the future of your children. Those 11 to 21 million migrants that are here now, they're going to get their court date in 5 years, right? It takes 5 years on average because they let so many of them in. What do you think those migrants are doing for 5 years? They're having children. That's going to be their anchor to stay here. These people are going to end up staying here. If Trump gets elected in 4 years, there's only going to be so many he can send back. But the rest are going to end up staying here. I was at the park walking Benny the other day. I saw this one chick, and I walked up to her and just was talking to her. And I said, "Where are you from?" She was from Venezuela. Had one baby and is pregnant with the second one right now. How old is she? 17. Think about it. That's going to be her stay here. And that's what's happening. It's not about us right now. It's about the voice for our children and our grandchildren. I tell you guys, look at California. This is the playbook. This is Democratic policy. You wipe us out politically in our voice where we don't matter. You overflood us with these people that come into our neighborhoods and we're done. Black people, we've got to make a stand now.
Yep, P. Burley, thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you for that. And Thunder, you crazy. You talking about
I got Thunder. I got Benny under there to protect me by her feet.
Benny don't want none. He don't want none either.
But I do miss the elbow.
Right. That Ed. You know what? Let me. Dorothy says, I still wouldn't have voted for her. I did not vote for Biden. I did not ask for any of this mess.
Yeah. I mean, you know, and that's the thing. I mean, a lot of people voted and would still vote for her, but they didn't want this illegal immigration. You know, they didn't sign up for this. Have you guys ever voted for a politician and they were like, let's say Democrat, and then they get in there, then they switch parties on you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like that. It's like, wait a minute, you're supposed to.
Yep. Let's see here. Martin, how you doing? You say, and hello, Sonny, how you doing? You say Spike is out of touch. Mm-hmm. Yeah, teams of late. Yeah. Bobby says it's Biden, the lame duck president. Oh,
he is a lame duck president. And then any president that's in their second term, they're lame ducks. That's why if they don't get stuff done that they promised in the first term, you're not going to get it in the second term. Oh, we got to reelect him. Dimitri, we got to reelect him. Then when we get him back in there, then he's going to do it.
Right.
No, he's the lame duck because he can't run anymore. So if you don't get everything that you want in that first term, you ain't getting it.
Mm-hmm. And Gary, you know what? You're right, especially regarding Malcolm X film that he did. It's like, how you do a whole film on Malcolm X and then you acting like this? He was talking about you, you know, telling celebrities.
That brother real thirsty, ain't he?
Yeah, right. But telling celebrities telling black people what to do. Right. You know, they're the leaders, and it's like you just making a movie, huh?
Wow.
Roz, how you doing? It says just tuning in. So excited to see you two together. Yes, this is how we used to do it back in the day.
Yes. Hit that like button, you guys. Let's get these likes up. And again, right now, according to Dimitri's counter, there's over 400 people listening live, and we appreciate it. Trust me.
Every last one of y'all are very appreciated. Thank you so much.
And I want to give a shout out. If you have a Facebook page or a YouTube page and you want us to shout it out, put it in the chat. We'll definitely shout it out. You guys need to go to Your Average Logical Thinker. She's one of our moderators. She has a channel, and I saw it this morning, and she was talking with a 30-second clip, and she was talking about the lady that got a $6,000 check.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I forgot what's called with DoorDash or something like that. I forgot what it was, but she got a $6,000 check, and she didn't have to shake her butt, show her titties, or do anything nefarious. She just was with the positivity. And one thing I like about the Average Logical Thinker, being from San Diego, California, It's all about positivity.
Yes, indeed. Pamela says, Sister Demetra and Donovan, did y'all see where Opal Lee is pointing her fingers in Kamami chest and she mad? Who's Opal Lee? Sounds familiar.
Yeah, isn't that a director?
That sounds familiar.
No, Opal Lee, that's Spike Lee's sister.
No, that's Joie.
Oh, that's Joie.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know who Opal Lee's name sounds familiar.
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
All right, so there's a lot of comments on here. Let's see who else. Brother Samuel, how you doing? Says, was Eddie Long ever shown to be that way, or is it that the powers that be come after him because he had a leadership conference at his church that included Mr. Farrakhan? I mean, that's a good question. But you know, there's a lot of dudes and boys that came out and said, you know, he did some things to them. Now, how true it is, I don't know. But yeah, we see what happens to people.
And he settled a lot of those cases.
Yeah, but we see what happens with people when they get around Farrakhan. They seem to get punished, right?
Yeah, and speaking of the church and that particular church with Eddie Long's church, Kamala happened to go to a church on her birthday, which was Sunday, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And after escorting a man that said Jesus is king or Lord or whatever, she goes to the church, and whoever that pastor is had pink shoes on. I don't know what that was about, but he had pink shoes on and a suit. Pastor Bryant, whatever.
Oh, Jamal Bryant, is that what she was?
Yeah, she was at his church. And here's a lady who is raised Hindu, and she is in there praising. She wasn't even praising God. She was leading a Bible scripture. What is wrong with Black people when we let these politicians come into the churches that don't believe like we do? And number one, they're not supposed to be political in there to begin with. And yet this woman is lie after lie after lie. And these pastors go right along with it.
Right. And Razcast, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. And B, say, how you doing? He says, when can we get your sister on here, Demetra? You know, my sister's been on here before. Yeah. She did. My sister, you got to see, catch her first. She be all over the place. But I'll ask her. She's not like, she's very outspoken, but not on here, right?
Right.
She, you know.
Well, you got to remember, she's also a teacher. So
yeah.
She's a teacher and an instructor. So
yeah.
She has to be.
Yeah. Oh, God, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Who else came on here? There's a lot of comments.
JC, how you doing, JC?
Yeah,
welcome
JC.
Back.
IUIC, how you doing? Says, y'all seen Trump working at his Black job this past week? You know, at McDonald's.
You know, and everybody's talking about, oh, it was staged. It was staged. Of course it's staged. This is a former president of the United States.
Think you talking about welcome to McDonald's? I could take it on.
He's a former,
like surprise with that.
Yeah, you know, he's a former president. You see, this is what I don't understand about us as the people. We're always with this gotcha stuff. He's a former president of the United States. They cannot let just anybody drive up to the drive-through and deal with him like that.
I heard Trump was at the drive-through window.
Everybody has to be vetted, you know. But then again, look at Kamala Harris. She's going to these interviews that are all staged. They're all staged. The only two that weren't really staged was the Young Black Conference, where they did a pretty good job on it.
When she walked out of there like you.
Yeah, and Brett Baer. And the 60 Minutes one was kind of okay too. Other than that, they're all staged. They're all staged.
Right.
Denny.
Damien says Steph Curry also, especially with that good time. Oh, yeah, we ain't gonna give Steph Curry for that good times Chitlin circuit. Like, what the hell? It's absolutely wild. And then he got the nerve to be thinking he gonna tell us who to vote for.
Right. Have you guys noticed that this younger generation, and I'm not talking about the generation itself, but these younger executives, these younger people who okay this stuff, they take our heroes that we grew up with and they destroy them. Han Solo's a loser. Luke Skywalker, the most optimistic guy in the galaxy, the universe. He's a disgruntled old Jedi. I mean, they just, Good Time, they destroy that. I mean, all of these great shows that we looked up to, they just run it into the ground. It's just sad.
Yeah, he is Steph Curry. Whatever credibility he had, I don't follow the guy like that, but if he had any, it's over. Mm-hmm. Conscious Ethan, how you doing? Says seasonless greens and raw turkey. Ugh. Y'all remember that Martin episode when Gina cooked the turkey and she sliced it open and it was bleeding?
Yeah.
Turkey was bleeding.
Oh my God. And then how many of you guys saw Al Sharpton, her interview with Al Sharpton?
I didn't see that one.
It was on Sunday. It was on Sunday on his show. And of course, softball questions. And he's talking about, oh, I knew her when you were a DA, and like that. Al Sharpton, you're an FBI snitch. Why would anybody deal with this guy who had a massive tax evasion case against him that somehow got dismissed? And next thing you know, he has a radio show and a TV
and
show.
I listen to him sometimes on Sunday when I'm in the car, and I'm like, and my daughter's like, why do you do this? Why do you do this to yourself? I'll be mad as hell. She said, you know they gonna be lying and make, and I'm like, golly, this man called himself a pastor, just lying. And and it's so sad in the Black church. Like, so I'm a Catholic, but in the Black church, because I got a lot of relatives that are Black, of course. It's so sad in the Black church that the pastors, the leaders of the church, are more concerned with clout and money and these worldly things that the Bible says you should not be concerned about. You should put God first. Right.
That these are the people leading the churches. But then again, look at the people that are leading the nations. You got two trash candidates, the lowest of the low. Where are our leaders that you could respect, that are intelligent, that are, out there, not for themselves, they're for the people? Where are these people at? We're in the last days.
Yeah. In AB Promotions. Thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you again. And Chris Hakeem, he says, what if Cornel West wins? He might, but it's I don't know.
But you got to remember, Cornell's for everybody. So, I mean, is that going to change our condition? Probably not.
Yeah. And Kermit, how you doing? It says the Dems say the economy is doing good because the concerts, football games, and some stores are packed out. How many people in America? It says us. It said it's the new talking points on Facebook and other places. Oh yeah, her rally sizes and all of that other stuff. Brother Reggie, you say, I'm not surprised she didn't reply with no. Okay. And I know I'm behind. Ivory, how you doing? It says Colonel Wells ain't winning. You said it, I didn't. MC Fact, how you doing? And Mike Nice, I didn't say hi to you, but I want to say hi to you right now. And Train 10, how you doing? My man
Damon Reeves, she's in California. Should I pull her Cali card?
Never. Listen, for life, okay? Undisputed Truth, how you doing? Says Spike Lee is a drunken fool. Well, damn, what's he drinking? What would Spike Lee be drinking? Let's see here.
What's his name? Said they're Catholic for the most part. They multiply. Yes, the California, the Catholic mandate is to be fruitful and multiply. They don't believe in birth control in a sense of that.
Yeah, have all you can have. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Queen of Dice says California is Little Mexico.
Yeah,
literally.
If you've been here recently, that's exactly what it is. And notice for 40-something years, there was no problem with immigration as long as it stayed on the border states. Now, when it went to the Midwest and the interior of the United States, it's a problem.
Right. M.O. Den, how you doing? So our stand is with Trump and the white supremacist dream team. First of all, who is this R? And who said that any of that? See, you be on my post sometimes crashing out for Kamala, but I like how y'all well, I really don't, but y'all deductive reasoning is flawed. Because a person doesn't like Kamala, y'all automatically, and it's lazy. It is the laziest thinking in the world to think if I don't like Kamala, I must be for Trump. Y'all swear up and down, y'all so doggone smart, and you're not. If I'm not for Kamala, that don't mean if I'm for Trump, I'm gonna tell you that.
Right.
Okay, listen, I'm not gonna bite my tongue. I'm not scared of none of y'all. My heart don't put no Kool-Aid. What you gonna do about it? If I didn't want to vote for Trump, you're not gonna do a damn thing, right? But stop being lazy. We, as Black people, especially on this show, always talk about the Democrats, and Kamala's a Democrat who has done some adverse things to people that she still says she hasn't done. But we don't talk about the Republicans. We talk about the Democrats because they get most of our vote, and they neglect us every time. I don't care what office it is. If it's city council, whatever it is, they neglect Black people. And then they show up during election season pretending like they like us, but nah. So so us not being for Kamala does not mean we're for Trump. You really need to go read a book.
Well, M.O.D., I got a question for you. Instead of saying, supremacy and all that other stuff, why don't you say Kamala Harris did this? Kamala, give us some facts that we can stand on. Give me a reason to why I or anybody should vote for Kamala. Because all I'm hearing is deletion of babies, trans men and women's sports. tampons in the men's bathroom. This is all I'm hearing. So, why don't you come up and tell us some of the accomplishments that Kamala Harris has done? Because I can tell you what she's done here in California, why I'm not voting for her.
Yeah, and that's unfortunately, hey, HGLC. And yes, somebody said, could Vance continue after Trump?
Yes.
Yeah, he can run.
Yes.
And for 2 terms.
Yep.
But
Kamala could run for 2 terms technically now.
Mm-hmm. I forgot what I was gonna say. That's what happens when I don't stay on my talking points.
Well, I was talking about give us something for Kamala.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing. These people crashing out for Kamala don't never tell you why to vote. I just gotta,
What about Trump? Trump this. Forget Trump. Tell us why.
Right. Let's say he never existed.
Right.
Give me
some accomplishment
reason as to why to vote for Kamala. They never do. They want to crash out, get funky fresh, real, flossy in the mouth, talking crazy, keyboard thugging, and all that other stuff. And I would just tell me why.
Right.
Give me a reason to vote for it. They never can because emotional people.
Right. And women's rights, which is a reproductive rights, that isn't what it is. There's nothing reproductive about deleting your children. That's a minus. That's not a plus. Reproductive is plus. So you're not going to win me with that argument as a Catholic and whatever. Give me some accomplishments that you can say, hey, yeah, you know what? I never thought about that. But you can't, because for the last 3.5 years, Kamala Harris has been missing in action. And if you wanted to hold her accountable to something, she was assigned to the border, and she was an utter failure that let in all these illegals that is affecting Black people.
Right. And going to continue to do it. Reynardi says, Demetri and Donovan, the bad part, he says, okay, the bad part in the Black baby boomer like Lady Boulay who wants to vote for Kamala Harris simply because she is her sorority sister and simply want to feel good at
being a black Black faces in high places. And that's what the civil rights generation really was. They wanted inclusion. And they got that. Everything that they fought for, and you can't blame them. That's what they wanted, and they're content. They got their houses, they got those government jobs, they're living the life, and there's nothing wrong with that. You cannot blame them. They got what they wanted. But what you got to tell the baby boomers is, you had your fight. This is our fight. We have to move the ball farther now.
Yep. Okay, Brother Reggie, you say, Opal Lee is American retired teacher, counselor, and activist in the movement to make y'all can Juneteenth.
Okay.
Juneteenth, the federally recognized holiday.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, that's why it was so familiar, right? Well, good for her. Good for her.
Rodney, he says, Demetri, he made X a long time ago in the shows. Yeah, I mean, but with the energy that he put in that movie is like, what happened? You're just making the money off of Malcolm X,
Remember all the money he had to borrow or people to donate for him to make that movie.
Mo, he says, there has always been immigrants in this country. Train up your children for a career job. What are y'all frightened of? A little shut up. That
again. See, he couldn't tell you anything about Kamala. We asked you about Kamala,
shut up.
But see how he went with this. See, they have nothing to stand on.
Just shut up. That's the energy I'm on. Just shut up.
Yeah.
Okay. I know that's rude. They tell you never to tell people to shut up, but God damn it, shut up. CJ said Jamal Bryant, Morehouse man. Okay, y'all making sense.
And didn't Jamal Bryant cheat on his wife or something like
Which
that?
one?
I don't know.
Yeah, a couple of them.
And then he got a BBL one now.
Jamal Bryant got a lot going on.
How could this man be in charge of a mega church like that? What is wrong with those Black folks in Georgia?
Let me tell you something. That Black church, and now it's churches everywhere, but yeah, some of these Black churches, pastor could do any and everything, and people will make it. Not our pastor. I don't care. Well, what does she do? Because she be coming here in them little tight skirts. What does she? That's how we get down.
Right.
When I say we, I mean them, not us.
Yeah. If you guys want to go look at Kamala Harris going to Jamal Bryant's church or whatever the deal is. He has on pink shoes.
Yeah, but like you said though, and I'm not saying people shouldn't be forgiven for the things he do, but all the nonsense he got going on, and people still look to him as the voice of authority, right? Yeah, so that's right. Jamal Bryant took over Eddie Long's church.
They brought him in. They brought him in.
Took over some of them demons too. I don't know. Lance, how you doing? Says Jamal Bryant is a hot mess. He has a baby mama everywhere and was ran up out of Baltimore. Yep. His shady ways. I remember when they ran him up, they physically ran him up out of it. Which one?
Go back down. Daryl Jinks said something. He said, was Doug at the church with her? Did he burst into flames? No, remember, he's Jewish. He ain't gonna be caught up in no black church. But I do think he was there. He was sitting. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I saw her walk up in there. I was like,
Benny.
I take your word for it. Russell, how you doing? Says a lot of our religious figures are false prophets.
Yeah,
unfortunately, right? Let's see who else.
Share on your platform.
Right at the hour. Let's see who else came on his archaeology. Aaron, did I say hi? If not, hello. He says Hinduism, racist theology with their caste system. That's why her optics are never inclusive black outside of pandering for a vote. Yep. And our brother Sam says Pastor Bryant and Pastor Gino Jennings are cousins, according to Mr. Jennings. So pastoring runs in the family.
It's kind of like our boy down in Rubidoux.
Don't talk about that man on here. I'm friends with some of the people. They might.
Oh, check this out. Me and Nikki were at C's Candy by the
plaza.
By the plaza. Guess who pulls up in his Bugatti?
The Life Pastor.
Yeah.
He went
no, not the Life Pastor. The one in Rubidoux.
Yeah, that's Ron Gibson.
Ron pulled up, was getting his little sweetie, a nice little candy thing.
Was it his wife?
No, I'm saying he probably was picking up something for his wife.
Gotcha.
And and pulled up in his nice little Rolls Royce Bugatti, whatever you call that car, very expensive car. And I'm thinking, I want you guys to understand this. This man has his church in one of the poorest areas of Riverside, California. And he's rolling around in a Rolls Royce while some of his parishioners can't even pay their light bill.
Yep. Just keep hope alive. Raven says, if family and friends have a conditional mindset, it's okay to redline what family and friends mean to you. Yeah, they were never your friends. Yeah. They were never your friends if they cut you off. If they were your family member, it was conditional, right? If you don't do what they say, it's like... Right.
And your family can never cut you off. Blood binds it all.
I like being by myself any damn way. So, Enlighten, how you doing? Says there are no bigger pimps than preachers.
Oh, yeah.
And some of them used to be pimps.
I got a question for you guys. Yeah. And that's my question. Like I said, I'm a Catholic and I'm not downing any other religion because, like I said, my family got Methodist. My dad was a Methodist. My grandmother, Methodist hardcore, right? But every time I go visit a church and then the pastor gives his story, he was either a drug dealer, a pimp, I've never ran into a pastor that said, you know what, I was making billions of dollars with Apple and the Lord called me and I came and I gave it all up and I came and said, Lord. We're always getting these people that were like street urchins that have taken that hustle and brought it into the church because they're good with speaking with their mouths.
Right.
And I just never understood that about the black church. As a Catholic, like I said, as a Catholic, I could go anywhere in the world, Spanish speaking, whatever. It's all ritual. You just follow. It's like, okay, stand up, sit down, kneel, here, Eucharist, that. Okay, Jesus was wonderful. Super Bowl's on or the football game's on. We're out of there.
Right.
But I've never ran into a church where the pastor said I was making millions of dollars. I was blessed. Everything was going great for me. The Lord called me and I went. No, we always get the guy that was like, well, I dropped out of high school and I did 8 years in prison. And I'm not saying because Paul, was persecuting Christians and all that other great stuff, became one of the greatest apostles. But I never ran across a guy that wasn't street that becomes a pastor. It's just crazy to me.
James says exactly. Immigrants take jobs, spoiled Americans don't want.
Well, you got to remember this.
Wait. Remember to shut up.
Right. But you got to remember this and see, and this is why me and Dimitri sometimes have our issues. If black people weren't at 70% of black people weren't at below the poverty level, at the poverty or just above it, none of this would be an issue. We are now a permanent underclass. Now, those jobs that the immigrants are taking, be it their entry-level jobs, maybe McDonald's or serving jobs, those were the jobs that black people in this country started out in. Now we won't even be able to start out. Our kids won't even be able to start out in those jobs. Dimitri, you worked at a McDonald's before, right?
I sure did. It was my first job.
I worked at Lamppost Pizza.
Yep, high school.
Down the street. These are jobs you initially start with. We're not going to be able to have those jobs now.
Yep. So you said more than I did. I'm just my energy is shut up. Classic OG, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. I'm just going down seeing anybody that I have not acknowledged. AB, thank you once again for the donation. Love and appreciate you. Yes. Says when the pastor says I'm not telling you who to vote for, but I am with her, and you wonder why black men in particular don't go to church, especially the black church. There's more sisters in the church than men. Right. And, I think that's by design. So the pastor can have all the authority over the women. She ain't got no man. In a sense, he is her man because she going to do any and everything pastor say do.
Cooking with Miss D. How are you?
Yes.
I got a question for you guys. If Kamala, and she could still win. There's a good chance she can still win by nefarious means or whatever.
Or, she can
still win. Do you guys think if she doesn't win, will she run again in 2028 or 2032? I
don't think so. Some tells me she probably didn't even want to do it this time.
Well, she didn't have to accept the selection, but she did.
I'm sure the pressure was on. Well, you're all like, you're already there, Yeah. Patrice, how you doing? Says, what are your thoughts on Black Americans creating a political party to support local and national politicians? Millions of Black Americans can make minimum monthly payments. We have 4 years to save money. Talks.
That's a good idea in theory, but it will never work. And this is why I say this. And I want you to really think about it logically. We are politically irrelevant. You want to know why? When you tell a bunch of women that it's okay to delete it's been estimated 24 million Black babies since the 1970s has been deleted. Now, out of those 24 million, those kids would have had kids that would have been having kids right now. We don't have the numbers. We are, again, look at California. Look at what they did to Black people here in California. Gentrification, politically no voice. Do you know how many members of the California Congressional Black Caucus there are? 14 of them. 14. There is a coalition of Asian and Hispanics against Blacks getting reparations here in California. That is the Democratic playbook to put Black people in a trick bag. So it's a good idea, but in actuality, with 11 to 21 million illegals that have flooded into this country, we are now politically silenced.
And some people out there they voting for that, and mad that you don't want that. And Wilson how you doing? Thank you so much for the super sticker. Love and appreciate you for that. Dimple Face, she says, how funny how these Black celebs were missing in action when Sonia Massey, Roger Forson, Breonna Taylor, Ayanna Jones, Atiana Jefferson, etc. were unalive. Exactly. And some of them did speak out. I know Spike Lee was on the forefront of, when that's was happening to Tawana Brawley, and all of that back in the 80s, right? Khalil, how you doing? Says, don't forget they also had her in charge of foreign affairs as well. Yep. But then now they're talking about, well, she was just the vice president.
Well, didn't Joe Biden say that everything that I did, that she was right there with me, co-signing it, basically she could do anything I wanted to do. So there you have it, where an election of, and I'm just using my logic, an election of this woman, why wouldn't it be a continuation of what we've already experienced the last 4 years?
Well, she said it out of her own mouth that it would be. Victor, how you doing? Says Black people have the power and the right to vote according to their critical thinking. Trump will bring the economy back, and Kamala, unfortunately, will not do so. She is not real, as we know now. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, what experience does she have to bring the economy back? Like I said, I keep asking people. I don't hate the woman, even though I know what she did here in California, but she doesn't have the experience. She was a prosecutor, and you saw what her prosecutor skills did and the lives she destroyed while she was here. And then when they asked her about it, she takes no accountability. When the Supreme Court of California has to step in and say, you need to release these prisoners because they've done their time, she fought that to keep them in jail longer so that rich people's homes could be protected from the fires. What kind of demon are we dealing with here?
Right. And only panels way said we missed the point. I'm sorry, which point was that? If you could put it in there before we leave, my apologies. And Frederick, Lene rather, he says, I voted early for Trump this evening. I voted against the blue. Yeah, and see, they're not, as I said, they're not accounting for the sisters who are leaving the Democrat Party.
Mm-hmm.
Frederick, he says Eddie Long was an abomination. That's what they say.
Nubian King says the Pope initiated slavery. Do the math. Well, I'm have to disagree with you. There was slavery long before the Pope. If you look at your Bible, remember Egypt and Moses and all that other stuff? There was slavery long before the Pope was left here on the earth.
Right. And how you doing, Joanne? And Brother Samuel says, just saw Mr. Lee at the WNBA finals in New York, where the women openly talking about their wives and female fiancés. No outcry over that. Destroys the culture, but will go crazy for voting a Republican. You're absolutely right. Yeah, you know. We in some wild times. Derek, how you doing? Says if I'm not mistaken, if I'm not mistaken, weren't she polling at 8% in California before they whacked Biden and put the Democrat machine behind her? Yeah, her vice presidential numbers were the worst in some in modern day history. Yeah, Ivory says how you clap off beat. That's why I said I know everything I need to know about her from watching that. I'm convinced.
And then I want you guys to think about this. She is going around and proud that she's getting the endorsement of Dick Cheney and his daughter and these Republican neocons. That right there will tell you we got into a war that cost and maimed thousands of Americans and killed thousands of Americans based on a lie. And this woman is running around with Dick Cheney. You cannot be a Democrat.
You took a little too long to put his last name up in there.
I didn't say this. But she's running around with Mr. Cheney, the Darth Vader. You can't be Dimitri. You can't be a Democrat and be seen with Mr. Cheney. That is like the worst thing you could do as a Democrat.
Right.
Oh my God.
It was a high flash, Ray. It was talking about you don't have no air conditioning. No, it was a high flash. I mean, it's not technically hot enough to have air on, but you can be in the refrigerator and the hot flash will still get you. So I'm just looking to see, because I know we're over time, who else came on here before we leave. And thank you to everybody that's come on here. Help. Gloria, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Massage, what's going on with you? Patricia says, Demetra Donovan, many of my male associates stated they don't support Kamala transgender policies, transgender in a woman, sports and bathrooms, abortion, and the war, genocide. They have young daughters, and is above the reason. And women too.
Well, how could you be a Christian and support the Democratic platform? And I'm just saying the platform, because the platform changes over years. But how can you support and call yourself a Christian and you support this platform? I just don't understand it. I mean, I'm a Christian, I'm a Catholic.
And Ralph Warnock.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't see how you could do that. I mean, I want to ask you guys this. Is it God over everything or the Democratic Party over everything?
Now you know the answer to that.
Right.
You know, Shani says, what I want to know is why do they always come down to the Black community when they're talking about votes, but they never do anything for us Black people in general?
Well, wait. I'm gonna have to disagree with that. Because 4 years ago, when Biden came in and everything that the new Black media was saying about what was going to happen, well, golly, Demetra, he just got in office. Give him time.
A chance. He ain't been in there long enough.
He ain't been in there long enough.
Right.
It's almost 4 years, and Black people are waiting. But the Asians got something, the Dreamers got something, the illegals got something, the LGBT got something. Everybody got a bag.
Right.
We're still waiting.
And we ain't really been putting our foot down like we have in now, you know. Yep. Lady Blue.
Now we got leverage.
Yeah, he said the election has taught you so much. And I think a lot of people could really say that. Elmer, how you doing? Says Spike Lee need to sit down somewhere. Chairman X, how you doing? Hopefully I'm getting down to the bottom. Alonzo, oh my God, how you doing?
Alonzo, where's he been?
Yes, how's everything going? I know you were caught up. Was it Helene?
Helene, yeah.
You got caught up in Helene. How's everything going now? And thank you for the donation. Love it. Appreciate you. Says, I was walking by my phone and heard Donovan ask what was wrong with Black people in Georgia. These fools following Brian are colored. Hello, family. Right. I mean, but it's not even just in Atlanta. It's everywhere, right? You know, like I said, he got a lot going on, but that's the one that said these hoes ain't loyal.
Loyal
From the pulpit, okay? He said it from the pool.
If Jesus couldn't save these hoes.
Oh man.
Oh my
And
goodness.
they was like, well, he right. But anyway, Arad, how you doing? Says since she has no policies, what of Kamala adopt? What if she adopts Project 2025 plan? Just saying. I mean, she might.
She could.
Oh, you know what? It is Friday or Wednesday tomorrow. So will I be doing a show tomorrow? I don't know. We'll see. I forgot.
Did you bring your laptop? Or you brought your laptop?
No, I did. I got a phone. I can do it from my phone. We'll see. I may come on my phone for like, a couple of minutes.
Yeah, come on for 20 minutes or
Just
something.
say hello. How you doing?
And by the way, if you guys did not see Demetra on Sunday and the roundtable she had, please go check it out. It's on YouTube. Look up Demetra K. And it's also on our Facebook page as well. Very, very good roundtable.
And I couldn't see none of the comments because I was on my phone and it was, far back. So I apologize. Yeah, I thought I was ignoring you. Wasn't that? I just couldn't see him. Chanel, how you doing? Says she's coming to Houston. Please tell her to stay where she's at. Talking about Kamala. Yeah, she really out there trying to get out there in the trenches to get people to, show up. Okay, got you. Pamela says about Opal Lee. It was about her being mad at. Oh, got it. Okay, so she was mad. So it wasn't that she was championing it. I guess
Right.
Maybe I'm confused, but okay, got you. Oh,
read up on it.
Yeah, I heard the name before. I can't put my finger on exactly who she was. Bobby Shannon, how you doing? Says when was the last time Spike Lee made a movie? When was the last time Spike Lee made a good movie? When was the last movie he made?
God, he won the Oscar for it, but it's like he doesn't really do black movies anymore. He does more mainstream type movies.
Joanne says Dick Cheney is a war criminal and Liz is living high on a hog money wise.
Yeah,
they
that's what I'm saying. I mean, this guy, look at the Americans that were killed. That it's going to cost the American taxpayer trillions of dollars, and it's already doing that to get these vets. And remember, these guys were young, going over there fighting 9/11 and stuff like that. These guys are going to be messed up for the rest of their lives. You're talking about what, 80 years. They estimate for those veterans that just fought in the 9/11 wars, the Middle East wars, they're saying that's going to be at least $3 trillion of taxpayer minimum that we're going to be paying out to these guys until they're dead.
Yeah, in fact, he says, am I going to be doing another roundtable? I'd like to. Next time I have to come a little bit more prepared. I relied on my dear sweet brother to get everything together, and
Walter
he couldn't find this cord. He forgot his laptop.
Walter, that money is on his mind constantly. He ain't worried about all that craziness.
But you know what? God love him because he allowed us to use his place and all the things that he did have. So I'd love to do it. That was a lot of fun. It's everybody wants to say what they want to say, and and it's like, okay, we gotta really give everybody a chance to speak, right? But I like the facts, not feelings. How you doing? Says peace and love, family. Trump did not pass any laws to harm blacks. Dems did not pass any laws to put money in our pockets, and the laws to harm us. So who is better? I let them decide. I like the way you put it.
Yeah, nice.
High Tech, how you doing? Says never knew there were so many black bootleg sellout celebrities until this election. I think we should stop supporting these uppity black celebrities. We made them rich. I agree with you. Mike Nice says Demetra taking no issue Tuesday. I'm trying not to.
We've been ringing this alarm for what, 8 years?
Yep.
So.
Yep. Average logical thing, it says the chat was tearing those guys up at the round table. I couldn't see nothing.
Yeah, wait, somebody said they'll probably have Bey come out next. Beyonce. I don't think Beyonce could save this.
I don't think she wants to.
How many of you guys saw and I like Lizzo, she's a great flutist. She came out and said if Kamala gets elected, America's gonna look like Detroit. I was like, oh my God.
That's not a flex. Joey, how you doing? Says, I was hoping you guys would elaborate on Eminem being at the Democratic rally. I think that is an important. I mean,
he's white.
Right, and he's white. Right, and probably trying to tell black people to do it, right? I mean,
white trash or not, you're still got white privilege, so it doesn't matter. Kid Rock, white.
Yeah. Now that was a good movie. I like that one. FM, the Five Bloods. Yes, I did like that one. Bozeman's last movie. Yep, that was pretty cool. I did like that. The Sweet Blood, was it not the Sweet Blood of Jesus?
Sweet Blood Jesus.
Oh, Red Hook Summer, boy, that was a good movie, but it made it. I just had so many questions.
Wait, somebody said, "Wait, go back." I'm sorry.
Oops. Oh, okay.
right up a little bit. Somebody asked me the question. Donovan, where were you stationed in the military? Sergeant King. Well, I started my career at March Air Force Base. I retired at March Air Force Base. Travis, I spent 4 or 5 years in Alaska. Did a stint in New Jersey, Florida, Las Vegas, and did a lot of flying overseas. Diego Garcia. Did a year in Diego Garcia during the first Gulf War. So in a lot of places. I was the air crew, so pilot, mechanic. So
40 at TCS says Beyonce better stay her ass at home with Blue Ivy and the kids. Stay out of the politics. I mean, they've endorsed people before. I don't know why they haven't just come out and done it yet. Maybe they're not going to.
Because the Biden administration is putting a little pressure using their DOJ on a lot of these celebrities.
Something going on. Hey, Buckhorse, how you doing? Hope you are doing well. Let's see. Magneta, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. I think I might get to the bottom, Donovan. Did what? It says the chat remains undefeated. Not green. Philip says Queen B better do what she chooses. Yep. And Diane says yes. Okay, so anyway, I got to the bottom. I love and appreciate every last one of y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. Again, I will be back home on Sunday in the studio to be on regular scheduled programming and all that other stuff. If I come on here live, it'll be from my phone. Hey Kenneth, how you doing? It'll just be for maybe 30 minutes or something to talk about something that's trending, or maybe just to say hello. But anyway, so thank you every last one of y'all for everything that you do. Sure.
But before you go, I mean, so you've been here back home, you saw your dad. I mean, how's everything going? I mean, are you relaxing? See,
yeah,
you gotta remember, I mean, I know this election's important, but you come out to get away from your environment to kind of relax. So are you relaxing? What do you guys got planned?
Absolutely nothing. I don't have anything planned. I went to Universal Studios the night that I got here. I was tired.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I went with my daughter and my niece. Was supposed to go to Taste of Soul, did not go because I was like, I don't want to feel like being around too many people right now. So I didn't go. We went somewhere else instead. And that's how I ended up meeting Sister Sheree Peoples. So I think that was kind of divine that I did not go and I was able to meet her instead. And I went visited my dad. I just hang out. I'm staying with my brother and my sister. She's my sister-in-law, but I call her my sister.
Younger brother.
Yeah, my younger brother. Yeah, younger brother. Right. Yeah, Walter got a lot going on, but my brother, Walter was gracious enough to rent me a car, and things like that. So
well, he should. Every time he comes to Houston, you give him your car.
Right. But yeah, and I didn't even ask him to do it. Right, he just did it. But that's what I was gonna say too. Being back home, I got a really good support system. Whether it's my friend here allowed me to use a studio. My brother who allowed me to use his house to do the round table, help me rent a car. My younger brother who. It's always my home is your home. Come on in. My sister, his wife. So it's just good being back here. And I'm like, damn, the longer I stay, I'm thinking about coming back. But then I looked at some of these houses. I was like, shit.
Median house in California is $800,000. And that's a shack.
And right. Some of them, I saw a lot of them about 700,000, 800,000. Because I like the Wood Street area. That's what my house was before. 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. They talking about some $650,000.
Yep. But here's the caveat, you guys. See, and this is what we got to start doing and stop telling the military is not for everybody. That ain't what I'm saying. But what the Asians are doing and what the Hispanics are doing, they're joining the Army Guard or whatever, the reserves or the Guard. Doing their little 1 week in a month, 2 weeks a year, taking their chances, whatever they're doing, because war could kick off, as we know, something could happen. But the point is, they're veterans, and the government is going to back whatever house they decide to get, and they're using that to become landlords. If they get their little starter home, whatever, for $800,000, that's how they're doing it. But our kids, 6'4", got plats, 36 years old, my record's going to drop. Please support me.
What day?
And I'm couch surfing.
Alonzo, you know what? He said, I heard that Taste of Soul this year was undercover at Kamala rally. You know what's so funny? Some of the footage that I did see of the Taste of Soul, it was all about Kamala. And some told me, you know what? I'm glad I didn't go because I'd have been mad.
Mad, yeah.
I'd have been mad as hell because I ain't come here for all of that. Real TV. Thank you so much. We enjoyed you being here. And I think Sister Shirley, how you doing?
Yeah,
Says Spike
Sister
doesn't
Shirley.
know
Mhm.
what he speaks of, right?
Mhm.
Matthew, how you doing? Says as an inspired filmmaker, Spike Lee is a disgrace and a freaking gatekeeper. He's trying to be, right? Yep. Yeah. Gloria said no HOA. Yeah. And in Wood Streets out here, they don't. In Riverside, they don't have HOA, but most people do. You don't have an HOA here, huh? And Donovan got an old school neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm in an old neighborhood. The old players. How about 1970s?
Right.
They had bombers at the base back in the day.
And that's why you say you thought Florida was high. Now California, it just, hey, Sunlight, how you doing?
And you don't see no black folks really running around here. I'm the last. I'm the last gatekeeper standing.
No, not me. That's what I've noticed. I'm like,
yeah, I'm the last.
Where the black people at?
Right. Again, you guys think I'm joking. Look at California, Democratic state, super Democratic majority. This is what Democratic policy is toward black people. They take our voice politically. If you get a cop's called on you, there's almost no chance it's going to be a black police officer. Almost no chance.
Oh, you know who it's going to be. And they're going to be Rock'em Sock'em, okay? Right. Yeah, so Mission Vision says shaking my head. Yeah, so I'm in Houston, hurricane lane, tornadoes every once in a while. You know, palmetto bugs, which is a glorified roach.
The June bugs, yeah,
all of that. You know, occasional whatever. You know, so. But I do. And Sunlight says I'm coming to California. It looks beautiful out there. It is beautiful.
But you better have some.
There's no place like California. I don't care what people say.
You better have some money.
Yeah. Hey, Alfred, how you doing? There, he says Skype.
$5, $6 gas.
Yeah, but yeah. I have to put some gas in some cars around here.
You had to get. That's when you're going into change, looking through in the ashtray, trying to get the change.
Gas is like
good gas. The good gas.
It's like $5.
Yeah.
What the?
And we're celebrating because it was higher than that.
Let me take my black ass back to Houston for real. So anyway, Ratscat says Jacksonville, Florida, and Tallahassee affordable. Yeah, my sister lives in Jacksonville.
Your average logical thinker's from San Diego, so you know she got money.
Yeah, no place like Cali. So anyway, we love and appreciate every last one of y'all. Y'all do have a great rest of your evening, and I may see y'all tomorrow. Just come on for a couple of minutes and say hello. But if not, I definitely will be back here on Sunday.
Great conversation. I want you guys, if you guys get a chance, check out our earlier videos when we first started. We started just like this.
The outskirts of LA is where it costs as well, because ain't nobody really trying to be up in LA like that because it's just busy, a lot of people and stuff. But yeah, all of California is high. It's like, how the hell do you live here anymore?
Yeah, and one of the things about California, because you got to have a car, there's a lot of electronic cars here, e-cars.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big thing. So
yeah. So anyway, we'll see y'all later. Peace. Oh, wait a minute. Magnetter, thank you so much. He says
she was a reservist. The VA didn't consider me.
I was a reservist. Yeah, the VA didn't consider me
a vet until I got deployed, and I still had to track down my 256 and GWTM when I completely separated. Wow, that's kind of messed up. I don't know how they did that, because I can tell you here what they're doing. I don't know if maybe that's changed, but what they're doing here, and you do your little time, whatever, and you're just a 1 week in a month, 2 weeks a year, you're considered a vet. And these guys they're gaming the system. That's what they're doing.
Absolutely. So anyway, we love y'all. See y'all later. Peace.